Ever wondered why ships don't need headlights? You're not alone. Many have pondered this intriguing question. It's a curiosity that seems to defy logic. After all, we're used to seeing cars, bikes, even airplanes fitted with headlights to guide them through the darkness. But ships, those colossal vessels that traverse the vast and often pitch-black oceans, don't seem to share this necessity. It's a seemingly simple observation, yet it raises a complex question. How do ships navigate without headlights? What strategies do they employ to traverse the dark abyss of the nighttime sea? It's a question that invites us into the fascinating world of maritime navigation, where we find a blend of age-old seafaring traditions and cutting-edge technological advancements. So are you ready to embark on this journey? To explore the mysterious depths of maritime navigation and understand why ships don't need headlights? Let's dive into the fascinating world of maritime navigation and uncover the reasons behind this. To understand why ships don't need headlights, we first need to understand the basic principles of navigation. Navigation, in essence, is the process of plotting and following a course from one location to another. Whether it's a small boat or a massive ocean liner, the principles remain the same. Now imagine you're the captain of a ship. Your primary tools for navigation are charts, compasses, radars, and GPS systems. Let's delve into each one a bit. Charts, for instance, are like the road maps of the sea. They depict the depth of water, locations of dangers, and the nature and location of aids to navigation such as lighthouses or buoys. These aids to navigation are crucial for a ship's safe passage, especially when visibility is low. Next in your toolkit is the compass. This age-old instrument, despite technological advancements, remains a reliable friend to seafarers. The compass provides a constant reference point, the magnetic north, allowing you to determine your direction at sea. Now let's talk about radar. Radar systems bounce radio waves off objects to determine their distance and direction. They're particularly useful in detecting other vessels, especially in foggy conditions or at night. Radar can see through darkness, rain, fog, and even snow. Last but certainly not least is the Global Positioning System, or GPS. This high-tech tool uses satellites to provide precise positioning, velocity, and time information anywhere in the world, anytime, under any weather conditions. It's like having a personal guide, pointing you in the right direction, no matter where you are on the vast expanse of the ocean. So it's clear that ships rely heavily on these navigation tools. They provide a wealth of information, guiding ships safely through even the darkest, foggiest conditions. But how does this eliminate the need for headlights? When navigating at sea, the role of light is somewhat different than on land. Now this might raise your eyebrows, but let me explain. On roads, we use headlights to light up the path ahead, illuminating potential obstacles and making our way clear. In the maritime world, however, the purpose of light shifts dramatically. Instead of lighting the way, lights become a dynamic form of communication between vessels. They're not just there to show the way, but to tell a story. The story of the vessel's size, direction, and actions. This all falls under the international regulations for preventing collisions at sea, often referred to as the call regs. These rules specify the types of lights ships must have and when to use them. It's a bit like the Morse code of the seas, but with colors and positions instead of dots and dashes. There are different lights for different purposes. Masthead lights, for instance, are white lights placed on a ship's mast. They indicate the direction a vessel is moving. Then we have side lights, red for port side, green for starboard, which provide information about a ship's course and angle of approach. Stern lights, anchor lights, towing lights all have their own unique roles and messages to convey. And it's not just about having the right lights. It's also about knowing when to use them. For example, sailing vessels under power are required to display their masthead lights, but when under sail alone, they switch to side lights and a stern light. It's a complex yet beautifully choreographed dance of lights, all aimed at preventing collisions at sea. So while the sea at night may seem dark and mysterious, it's far from quiet. Each light, each flicker is a conversation, a whisper in the dark, each ship telling its own tale. This brings us to a fascinating conclusion. Ships do have lights, but not headlights like we see on cars. They have their own unique lighting system, designed not to illuminate the path ahead, but to communicate with other vessels. So, ships do have lights, but not headlights like we see on cars. Now let's delve deeper into why this is. One might think that having headlights on a ship would be beneficial, but in reality, it could cause more harm than good. Have you ever tried to drive in heavy rain or fog with your high beams on? The light reflects off the water droplets, creating a wall of blinding glare. Now imagine this scenario on the open sea, where the darkness is far more profound, and the weather conditions can be much more severe. When headlights shine into the fog or rain, they illuminate the water particles in the air, creating a phenomenon known as backscatter. This glare can obscure vision, making it harder to see other vessels, navigational aids, or potential hazards. The same principle applies when headlights shine on a choppy sea surface, reflecting light back at the vessel and reducing visibility. Moreover, the idea that headlights could penetrate the vast darkness of the open ocean is a bit of a misnomer. The reach of headlights is relatively limited, even on the clearest of nights. The open sea is a vast, dark expanse, and the light from headlights would barely make a dent in the darkness. Another downside to consider is how headlights could potentially interfere with the night vision of the crew. It takes the human eye a good 20 to 30 minutes to adjust to darkness fully. If headlights were used on a ship, the crew's eyes would have to readjust every time the lights were turned on and off, which could be a safety risk. Furthermore, headlights could mistakenly be interpreted as navigational lights by other vessels, leading to confusion and potential accidents. Navigational lights convey critical information like a vessel's size, direction, and status. If another ship mistakes the headlights for navigational lights, it could misinterpret the vessel's position and course, leading to dangerous situations. So, instead of aiding navigation, headlights could actually make it more challenging. As we've seen, the use of headlights at sea comes with a host of problems, from creating glare and reducing visibility to potentially interfering with navigational signals. Hence, it's clear why the maritime world has moved beyond the concept of headlights and embraced more sophisticated means of navigation. In the absence of headlights, modern technology plays a vital role in helping ships navigate safely. As we delve into this fascinating world of maritime navigation, it becomes clear that it's not the visible light from headlights that guides ships, but rather the invisible signals of advanced technology. Radar, an acronym for radio detection and ranging, is one such indispensable tool. It uses radio waves to determine the range, angle, and velocity of objects. It can identify other vessels, land obstacles, and even detect changes in weather. This sort of information is invaluable at sea, where visibility can be limited and conditions can change rapidly. Another crucial navigation aid is the Global Positioning System, or GPS. Originally developed for military use, GPS is a satellite-based navigation system that provides geolocation and time information to a GPS receiver anywhere on or near the Earth. With GPS, a ship's crew can pinpoint their exact location, chart a precise course, and maintain a steady speed, all with an accuracy that would be impossible with visual navigation alone. Then we have the Automatic Identification System, or AIS. This is a tracking system used for collision avoidance on ships. AIS transmits the ship's identity, type, position, course, speed, navigation status, and other safety-related information to other ships and shore stations. In addition to these, there are numerous other technological tools and systems designed to aid in navigation. Electronic charts, gyro compasses, echo sounders, and satellite communication systems all contribute to making maritime navigation safer and more efficient. Technology has also made it possible for ships to navigate safely in total darkness, dense fog, or other low visibility conditions. This is something headlights simply couldn't achieve. These tools also allow for the monitoring and predicting of weather conditions, which can be vital for planning safe and efficient routes. In other words, the modern ship is a marvel of technological sophistication, and its navigation systems are a perfect example of this. It's not the light from a headlight that guides a ship through the night, but the invisible signals of technology. With these technologies, ships can navigate safely and effectively, regardless of the lighting conditions. So, there you have it. Ships don't need headlights because they rely on other tools and technologies to navigate the vast oceans. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We started by understanding the basic principles of navigation. The sea doesn't have roads or lanes. Instead, maritime navigation uses compasses, charts, and geographical landmarks. Then, we dove into the role of light at sea. Ships use specialized lights to communicate their intentions and positions to other vessels. We also discussed the limitations of headlights. Their light can't reach far enough to be useful due to the curvature of the Earth and atmospheric conditions. Plus, they could cause more harm than good by creating glare and reducing the visibility of important navigational lights. Finally, we looked at how technology, such as radar and GPS, have revolutionized maritime navigation, making it safer and more efficient. Next time you see a ship sailing in the darkness, you'll understand why it doesn't need headlights. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.